Hello, everybody. A very big welcome from all of us here at Gravitas International. Today, we have a very special interview with a very special guest, Mr. Danish Chaudhry from Bitcoin.com. Danish is the head of exchange, and he's here today to share with us a little bit more about the plans in store for the exchange as well as for the token. Thank you very much for joining us today, Danish. And how are things in London?
Great, thanks for having me. Excited to speak to you. Things are good. It's a little rainy, but that's standard London weather.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's hope the weather gets a little bit better in the next few weeks. Okay. So we're just gonna start off real quick, and maybe we just talk a little bit about how Bitcoin.com has evolved over the years and stayed strong as a leader in the space when so many other exchanges have had quite a few problems.
Sure. I think like Bitcoin.com as a company in and of itself has done really well over the past few years, mainly because Roger's been leading us and leading in charge of Bitcoin Cash, primarily kind of really holding true to what Bitcoin is supposed to be, was peer-to-peer electronic cash. And Roger's done really, really well in spearheading all those endeavors to make sure that, Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin itself is a means of everyday payment. Our wallet has about 5-6 million users, so it's a pretty large wallet out there. We've got various other services like merchant services. So if you can go to like various merchants and pay with Bitcoin Cash, and it takes like 2 seconds, it's like an amazing piece of. And we've got other services like our news by Bitcoin.com is one of the. It was recently voted the most influential crypto websites. I forget what the exact title was, but it won first place. So Bitcoin.com has various services and products that has helped it, stay ahead of competitors and actually stay relevant and be a market leader. And with that kind of came the natural progression was to create your own exchange, because you've got all these users, you've got all these customers, and you want to give them access to all that Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin.com ecosystem has to offer, and obviously allow them to trade, coins that are based on, Bitcoin Cash's own protocol called SLP, Simple Ledger. That's a protocol that we're kind of like really promoting these days. And we're listing a lot of SLP coins, which are fantastic, and then giving them access to other markets as well, like Ethereum based on Bitcoin and USDT. So yeah, it's kind of a natural evolution in the services that we kind of offer.
Great. So you launched your exchange in September, was it right?
Yeah, we launched, official launch date was 2nd of September last year, yeah.
Great. Okay, so eagerly anticipated and a very successful launch. So congratulations to you guys. It's a very exciting time because you guys are not necessarily the first exchange to launch, but I understand that you have quite a lot of plans in store that sort of set you apart from all the other players in the space right now. Do you think you can tell us a bit more about what's in store?
Yeah, I think, without revealing too much, the past 3 or 4 months have been kind of testing the waters, seeing, if there is appetite for, and as you said, there's tons of exchanges out there. So why another exchange? But again, it's Bitcoin.com's exchange, the brand name. We're partnered with infrastructure providers that run about 10% of global liquidity in the crypto market. So we've got really deep markets. We've got a lot of liquidity. We've got excellent custodial solutions. And I think what we have to bring to market now, like in 2020, are products and services on the exchange that most people will get on other places. So, we're introducing some interest-bearing products. We will be introducing margin trading, futures, of course. And first and foremost, we're also using it as a platform to promote Simple Ledger, SLP, which is a protocol that's based on Bitcoin Cash. It's faster, stronger, and we call it like a really good competitor to Ethereum. There's projects that are also building on it, projects that are converting from Ethereum to SLP, and there's institutions looking at it, and larger corporates sort of aiming to build on SLP, and we're providing them an outlet to list their coins and get access. But yeah, so including that, and we're going to have our own IEO platform.
Yep.
few other features, bells and whistles, a few special features that you might not be able to see at other exchanges, but those are yet to be announced.
Yeah. So speaking of your IO platform, right? So you obviously have projects in the pipeline. What kind of projects and what kind of tokens are we can we expect to see in the coming few months?
So we've got like a really healthy pipeline of people lining up to IEO on the platform. I mean, there's tons of projects out there, but we're obviously really picky because we want to give our users and new users like really access to really premium, or I guess premium is not the right word, but really high quality projects that we see aren't the standard pump and dump, let's take our money and run sort of thing. They're more the 5-10 year projects that change how the world perceives blockchain and crypto and so on and so forth. So for us, as you said, SLP is kind of like a priority. So we'll be kind of bringing through projects that are building on the new technology, are kind of changing the landscape, and these larger corporates that are building on it will help them kind of launch their projects based on SLP on our IEO platform.
I'm really glad you said that because I think a lot of investors they are quite they do recognize that there is a problem with quality on many other exchanges. This is something that's been plagued the industry since the beginning, really. And I think in the recent few months and maybe the last couple of years or so, we really have that really return to a focus on quality projects. Beyond just a white paper and some fluff, but where they have sort of a proven sort of application and a track record and a team behind it. So it's really good.
Yeah, that's what we want to focus on. We want to focus on projects that people will use in their daily lives, like something that will propagate the whole blockchain value proposition, like something that again, as I said, like it's not just token based that people take the money and run. It's more put this technology in people's hands and have it be used and so on and so forth.
Absolutely. Okay, last question from us, right? So you have obviously your own token, right? BC token. So can you tell us a bit more about how this token will be used? Obviously, all exchange tokens are used in a sort of what many investors feel to be a bit of a similar way, right? So can you tell us sort of what makes this token a bit different from the other exchange tokens out there?
Yeah, so I think like the token will be different from standard exchange tokens. Okay, to be really honest, like the basic features of the exchange token are like any other exchange, right? It give you different fees, referrals, and you can also levers you can say like we'll give you higher referral fees, discount fees, or discounts on your trading. We'll obviously use it for like rewarding people. We'll have it for users to contribute for the IEO. Use it for margin, use it for futures, etc. What will also be different is the token itself is based on SLP, and so it will also be compatible with Bitcoin.com's wallets that there's 5 million people, 6 million people that use it. So it'll be compatible with their wallets as well, and people use it for rewarding and they're dropping to each other and so on and so forth. And I think like it's a token that will kind of propagate throughout the rest of Bitcoin.com's ecosystem, right? So we've got, I think we operate in like 7 different verticals, marketing, news to like, hardcore tech or whatever. And that token, our token can be used, should be used across that entire ecosystem. So it's not just exchange based, it's, more services. It will be used in more services.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, that's really great, really good to hear. I'm personally really excited to see what kind of projects come out on your platform. So we're really gonna watch this space over the next few months. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing with us today. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks.